One of the most amazing things about the crypto and Web 3.0 space is that you have open access to a brand new permissionless financial system. And all you need is a blockchain wallet and some cryptocurrency, and there's countless opportunities to earn passive income while you sleep. So, one of the best things about being a blockchain developer is you can actually you have an edge in this where you can earn passive income in ways that other people can't. And in this video, I'm going to talk about a passive income strategy for blockchain that actually works. I'll talk about this as a blockchain developer who's done this myself. So before we get into that, if you're new around here, hey, I'm Gregory, and on this channel, I turn you into a blockchain master. So if that's something that you're interested in, let's smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to this channel. All right, so let's talk about this passive income strategy for blockchain that actually works. So I hinted at this last week in my video on the top ways to earn passive income as a blockchain developer. But I'll make it a standalone video to actually outline the strategy more in depth, because this is the exact strategy that I'm going to show you inside the Flash Loan Masterclass on Thursday, August 18th, where I'm going to show you how to launch your own passive income app with blockchain step by step. So make sure you hold your spot with the link down below. All right, so let me break down how this application works, step by step, and how you can actually implement these strategies and how you have an edge as a developer. So let's take a look at the example of this application here. This is Compound Finance. So this is a DeFi application that, runs on the blockchain. You just need a wallet to connect to it. You can go to the website, click on the app, and, it's a website, but it talks directly to the smart contracts on the blockchain. And so what does this application do? Well, it works like a bank. So it's a savings and lending application where you can deposit cryptocurrency on one side and earn interest, okay? And then you can turn around and take out loans on the other side and pay, a fee for doing that as well. So you can see an example of like DAI as a stable coin. It's a cryptocurrency whose price is pegged to the US dollar. Its price doesn't really change relative to the US dollar. And you can earn 0.6% interest for depositing DAI into the protocol, okay? But you can also earn additional rewards with Compound Finance's own cryptocurrency called the Comp token, okay? And so you can increase the amount of interest that you're earning from 0.67% to a much greater percent by getting paid out in this brand new cryptocurrency in addition to this cryptocurrency that you're getting with the one you deposited here. So this is part of the yield farming, craze that's happening in DeFi that, a lot of people are taking part of, where essentially they're going into protocols and they're trying to find the highest yield possible for their cryptocurrency, okay, at any given time. So you're not trying to bank on price appreciation and watch the price go up. You can just deposit and earn yield based on the cryptocurrency you're depositing. So that looks like this. So Compound Finance application is powered by smart contracts that have these things called liquidity pools. So you're incentivized to join these pools so that you can provide the money that the application needs to actually run. So for example, if people need to take out loans, they need the loans to come from somewhere, and you're providing that liquidity. So, you deposit DAI into this liquidity pool, you'd earn DAI, but you'd also earn this bonus Comp token. All right, that's part of the yield farming, is maximizing the amount of money that you're getting on your deposit with two different cryptocurrencies. Now, I'll talk about, anybody can do yield farming with Compound Finance, okay? There's nothing special. You can just get a MetaMask wallet and connect here with some cryptocurrency deposit, and boom. You don't have to be a developer to do that. I'll talk about how you have the edge as a developer here in a second, but let's look at the other feature of Compound Finance before we talk about that, which is taking out loans. So, you can see you deposit DAI here, but you can also borrow DAI at a 2.14% APY. But the catch with the borrowing with this application is that you have to deposit cryptocurrency before you can borrow. You have to do what's called over-collateralizing the loan, which means you have to deposit more cryptocurrency than you're borrowing. And you might think like, why on earth would I need to take out a loan if I already have money? Okay. So there's lots of reasons. Like one common example is that you're trying to basically do leverage trading, or like you want to essentially deposit cryptocurrency. Let's say you go buy different cryptocurrency, and you expect the price of that cryptocurrency to appreciate faster than the cryptocurrency that you have deposited, okay, for a trade. Well, if you do that, you didn't have to sell the original cryptocurrency, so it doesn't trigger a taxable event. You only have a taxable event after the price of this one goes up. That's a common reason. People do it for shorting. There's just all kinds of reasons why you might want to do this in the first place. So let me talk about how you can get an edge in yield farming as a developer. So if you are taking out a loan, you can also earn Comp tokens for doing that. So if you deposit, you earn bonus and Comp tokens. If you take out a loan, you earn a bonus and Comp tokens. Now, normal users cannot use this application and deposit cryptocurrency, like DAI, for example, and then turn around and borrow the same cryptocurrency. So you can't deposit DAI and then turn around and borrow DAI as a normal user, but you can as a developer, and then you can also So what does that do? That lets you earn more comp tokens than you could as a normal user, which you can maximize the yield, get more money than a normal user could. And it's completely passive. And then you can also increase the exposure even further with flash loans. Okay, so I'll talk about how that works right now. All right, so let's see how this works. So, with Compound, you have open access to, there's smart contracts on the blockchain. You don't need permission to use them. So as a developer, you're going to create your own smart contracts to actually plug into these and also plug into a flash loan provider to execute this strategy. So let's see how it works. So basically, in order to increase your profitability with yield farming with Compound, you'll need to use some of your own money to start off with. Okay, so we'll talk about that here in a minute because there are some risks associated with this. Of course, it's not 100% risk free, but it is guaranteed essentially to make money. All right, so let's just say you did with a small amount of money, for example purposes. Let's like $30. Okay, so if you took $30 of your own money, here's how it would work: you would deposit $30 in DAI to the liquidity pool. Okay, for the project, and then you would take out a flash loan. Okay, so what is a flash loan? That's where you can borrow, millions of dollars of cryptocurrency for zero money down, so you can use it for whatever. You don't always have to borrow $1 million, right? You can just you can borrow whatever money you need. So you take out a flash loan of 70 DAI, okay, and then you put it in the liquidity pool, and now instead of having just $30 into the pool, you also have, you have $100, okay. And then the next step in the equation is you take out a loan of $70. Okay, you borrow 70 DAI. Okay, and then you pay the flash loan back. Okay, so you took out a loan for $70, all in the same transaction, increased your exposure from $30, and put in a liquidity pool, and they instantly paid the funds back. And when you do this, you get comp tokens for borrowing money and also depositing. And the important thing to see here is that, without flash loans, you would earn way less money in yield farming than with flash loans, because ultimately what it does is it increases your share of the liquidity pool size. Okay. So what does that mean? So basically, if you look at Compound's distribution, all right, you can go to Compound Finance /governance/comp. This shows you how they pay out comp tokens. Okay. So basically, what they do is they look at each market they support and they say, hey, we're going to allocate, this many comp tokens per pool. So if you're in the DAI pool, they're going to distribute 440 comp tokens per day. And, basically that's going to get divided up among everybody who's participating in that. So everybody supplying, they're going to get 0.65% APY or 440 comp tokens per day. And that's divided by everybody who's in the pool. So the larger percentage of the pool that you are in, okay, the more comp tokens that you're gonna get for doing that, and you're getting paid to supply and also borrow. So this is what assuming that, let's just use example purposes. Say the pool size was $1,000. Okay, it's way bigger than that. But just for example purposes, let's say the pool size was $1,000 and you deposited only $30. Well, you get 3% comp tokens for that day. Now let's just use the same example and say the pool size is $1,000 and you deposited. Now increase your exposure with flash loans up to $100. Well, you'd be getting 10% of their rewards on a daily basis. Now, again, that's just simple numbers to illustrate, but that's how it works. Now, let me also talk about why I used a couple important things to understand. Let's talk about these interest rates because, you're basically the rewards that you're getting in DAI, okay, if you go back to the markets here, are essentially going to get canceled out. Okay, so if you're depositing this much and you're borrowing this much, well, you're paying interest to take out the loan, but it's essentially going to cancel out any interest that you would get here. Just barely, okay? It's where it's negligible. And let me explain why I use those numbers, 30 and 70 to make up 100, because they represent important numbers. So essentially, whenever you are taking out loans, you have something called the collateralization factor. So you can only take out so much compared to the amount that you've deposited. Okay, so I said you have to deposit money in order to borrow money on the other side. Okay, so let's say that you were going to do this flash loan example. You can only borrow up to 70% of the amount that you were depositing. I actually believe it's 75%, but I use 70% just to make things safe. Okay. So that means if you deposited $100, you can only borrow 70. Now, it's important to understand if anything happens with the interest rates on here, or if you deposit a cryptocurrency that actually has any kind of volatility associated with it, that, the amount that you owe could start creeping in on that collateralization factor of the maximum amount. And that's where you could run into potential liquidation territory. So that's why I'm talking about the actual risks with this. So, this is a strategy where you will earn passive income, all right, but it's not 100% risk-free, okay? It's risk-free in the sense of the flash loan. Like, there's no way that you can actually, lose the money that you're borrowing when you take out the flash loan. But there is always risk associated with putting money into a passive income strategy like this when you're talking about your own money, okay? So let's talk about what those risks are. So number one, of course, are smart contract risks. So basically, anytime that you're putting cryptocurrency into a smart contract, whether it's one that you created or somebody else created, there's always going to be risks with that. You could be putting money into that, and maybe the application that you deposited into, let's say it gets hacked. Now, I think it's going to be a lower risk with the Compound protocol. It's been around for a long time. It's been heavily audited. Haven't seen any major problems with Compound to date. Okay, but you don't know what you don't know. There's always a non-zero chance something could happen. If you create your own smart contracts, okay, and then, you have a bug inside of it where you can't withdraw the funds, there's always going to be a risk associated with that. Okay, just full disclosure. And then the last big risk is that, if you are depositing money and something happens with the money market that, it essentially makes it unfavorable with the collateral that you've posted, that you could be in liquidation territory. Now, there are ways to mitigate that risk even further. You could borrow less money. So here's an example. You're taking out a flash loan to triple your exposure. Okay. You can make this less. You could just double your exposure. So that's going to make it less. You're borrowing less money in order to make that happen. So those are the risks on the table, not 100% risk-free, but it is a way that is going to work that's not going to be competing with other people. All right, so that's an overview of this strategy and how you can earn passive income and how you have an edge as a blockchain developer. So this is exactly what I'm going to show you inside that Flash Loan Masterclass, this Thursday, August 18th. So make sure you hold your spot at the link down below. You don't have to be an advanced developer to get started today. I'm going to show you exactly how this strategy works. You can just steal it and customize it for yourself. So that's all I got for today. As always, smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And until next time, thanks for watching Dapp University.